Alright, here's the long anticipated spotlight review on the just arrived Power Rangers Lightning Collection exclusive from Hasbro Pulse Mighty Morphin Metallic Pink Ranger. Short for Metallic Armor if you watch Season 3 of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers up to the Master Vile's arrival. You would know that there was like a 5-part miniseries where it was called Master Vile and the Metallic Armor. And I'm not going to spoil anything if you haven't seen it. I'll be disappointed if you haven't. But if you haven't, you go ahead and look it up. I think it's on Netflix. Take a good long look at it because it's a very interesting miniseries. Pretty cool. And this armor really does pop. Even if it is just a color difference in the schematics of the costumes. And that's it. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging here to kick things off as we do on this channel here. It is exactly identical to the standard packaging for the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger from Series 2. The real difference is just the name Metallic right there in quotations. And then, of course, you can see it in the light here, which is pretty cool. We got this glittery effect all over the packaging. And I don't mean just the character here. I mean, it's everywhere. It goes all the way on the side here from the artwork. It's on the top, which is very nice. It's on this side as well. Yeah, it's not on the back, I will admit, so okay, nothing on the bottom either. And there really isn't that much to show off here because, like I said, it's just the same thing as the original packaging for the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger. But they did actually take the liberty of photoshopping some glittery effect on this figure on the back. And for some reason, they even colored in the neck. It's not white here. That's disturbing for the box art. Fortunately, though, the figure does have a painted neck. So, okay, let's go ahead and get into that, right? Because that's what you really want to see here is the real difference between the original release and this new release, which again, I believe is exclusive only to Hasbro Pulse at the moment. I could be wrong, okay? Correct me. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about it, but hey, that's just me not taking the time to look. But yeah, she does look really good, and it does pop. It really does. This looks almost identical to what the costume looked like with that nice shimmery effect in the miniseries. So yeah, I'm hoping we'll get the rest of the team and more details on that in just a moment, because there's something that I do want to make mention that does kind of give an idea of what's to come in the future. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move her arms down here so you can get a good look at the nice printing detail for the diamonds, which they're straight. They are. She's just curved a little bit. So yeah, they do go straight down to the buckler here, up to the neck in the right center position, which is nice. Something that, you know, is a hit or a miss sometimes with the Mighty Morphin team, as there's no like sculpting detail on the diamonds. So it's just a standard print job, and sometimes it can be crooked and sometimes it comes out straight. This one's pretty straight, and you can see it's not white paint. It's actually a metallic, shimmery, pearlish styled effect going on here, even to the boots and the glove. And welcome back the red circle that goes around the power coin, which does have the pterodactyl symbol right there, as you can see. Okay, the lightning bolts here, those black bits are not painted straight, but that's to be expected. There's no consistency with this line. Anyway, do have some nice pearlish striped effect going on here around the entire skirt piece. Very vinyl is what I'm trying to say here. It does have that nice metallic effect with the glitter. Looks good. And the glitter, I believe, is actually on the outside of the figure, because I can actually feel it. At a certain point, you may have a tendency to actually rub this stuff off if not careful. But yeah, as I did make mention, she is translucent. That's really what makes this all work out in the way that it's showing up on camera here, is that there is so much light shining through this figure because everything on her is translucent, even to the helmet. Now, yes, the pearlish paint here does kind of block off some of the light that's trying to escape through the sculpting of this translucent helmet, but you can really see what's going on here with the clear bits, which is actually the design of the pterodactyl on the helmet, and it does have that nice glitter holster. Her holster is actually that nice pearlish paint job as well. Very good stuff here. You know, it's a little sloppy with the buckler, but everything else on this figure seems to come out straight, from all the diamonds around the wrists, or should I say the forearms, to even the boots being there straight. Looks good. I really like the way this figure turned out. Oh yeah, and this is probably the cleanest when it comes to the eyes on the pterodactyl. They're actually painted straight and they're not lopsided. Also to the visor, it is actually nicely painted here. No sloppiness, no bleeding, no lopsidedness. Looks good. A little bit of a scratch right there. Probably some issue with the production of this figure from the molding. But it's actually painted up in that reflective silver paint, so you're not really going to see it from far away. The original release, which I do have right here for a side-by-side comparison, and you can see the real difference is this is all translucent plastic. This is a solid plastic with different, you know, hues of pink going on there. Some dark, some light, some really, I mean, it is what it is back then. This one is completely solid. All of it's done in translucent plastic, the same exact color plastic, so you're not going to have any breakage in the color, which is nice. And for the most part, I mean, I really do like this figure more than this one. Remember this nightmare here, as some of you actually called her, because of the grin, that disturbing placement of the eyes as well. I still believe that this looks like Amy Jo Johnson to a certain point. So, you know, it was only wave 2. Can't really complain about it that much. And, you know, there's been some really bad releases on this head sculpt, but I think I got a pretty good one, as I mentioned in my review. So I'm not really going to complain about it at all. I'll continue to praise it. But here's what we get with the new release. We actually get Kat instead of Kimberly this time, which makes sense. Is not the same character, not the same hair, not the same color tone. As you can see, the skin tone is a little darker here on Kat compared to the marshmallow effect going on there with Kimberly. No offense. Actually does have some light reflections. They actually did print some white dots in the iris, which is nice. When compared to Kimberly here, they're just left out and it kind of looks a little dead inside, if you know what I mean. But, I mean, I like this head sculpt overall. I like both of them. I'm just saying that there's more attention going on here with this one. And this is your standard price point figure here, even if it is or isn't exclusive. And you do get a little bit of some highlighting here in the hair, which is nice. It does break up the sculpting, and it does look really convincing, in my opinion. Alternate head sculpts, we can replace them and pop this back on. And this is originally how the figure came straight out of package here, with just her civilian head on top of the body. And this was on the side of the packaging here. Blade blaster that all the Mighty Morphin Rangers have come with. Nothing's different in the paint job, so let's just leave it be. Her signature power bow here, which does get a nice pearlish, I don't want to say it's paint because it's not. It's actually, like I said, it's the color of the plastic being used here. It's got that nice shimmery, metallic, reflective goodness here. No glitter, just a nice reflectiveness. Looks good. We do have some solid paint work here for the red spots on the power bow. And it does fit in with the character, and I will show you real quickly a side-by-side comparisons with the power bow that came with the original Pink Ranger. It's a solid white. This is that solid metallic pearlish white, if you want to call it that. Looks good. Very good at that. And we know that the figure can hold the weapon. Oh, and by the way, they also have the clips if you want to put the other weapons together and form a very cool looking super power blaster, if you want to do that. It also comes with a lightning effect piece, as all the Lightning Rangers do. You can see it's that same lightning effect for the power bow when it's all charged up. So the only real difference is that this is a solid pink on the original release. This actually has a translucent in here that goes into a solid pink, which is a very nice touch. I love that. She also does come with a standard power bow, which is no different from the original, which the original went somewhere. I don't remember where I put it at the time, but I do know for a fact that this is the exact same power Power Bow. Did I say that? Power Arrow that came with the standard Pink Ranger. No difference at all. Your standard, I gotta admit, nicely pearlish gloves, alternate hands that do have like the karate chop one, and then you got your balled up fists. Yay, okay. I like how they're that pearlish plastic, so you know I'm not really going to complain about them too much. This is where I was mentioning earlier, I believe they will do the rest of the metallic armor Rangers from the Lightning Collection, is because she comes with a Zeo Crystal. Yeah, believe it or not, she comes with a shard of the completed Zeo Crystal. Look at that. I was not expecting this to come at all with the figure. I remember rumors going around she would come with it, but I wouldn't believe it until I actually saw it in the package. I would have preferred, just me, I would have preferred if they actually had done it in the color of the translucent plastic for the figure's body, but I can understand why they didn't do that, because the majority of the time that the Zeo Crystal was on camera or on screen, it was actually just a solid color, which wasn't really any color, just clear. So yeah, it is something. She can hold it if you want. I say we'll go ahead and go through the articulation real quickly, which I'm just going to be honest, you could really skip this part if you want, because it is just the same. It's identical to the standard release. We do have the ball joint, we got the hinge joint at the neck, we got the universal shoulder joints, we got the swivel here at the lower portion where the elbow's at. There's the elbow joint, single jointed, 9 degrees. Wrist swivel, hinge joint for inward and outward movement. We've got the ball jointed upper torso, ab crunch. We got the ball joints at the legs, that much kicking forward, that much back. You can do that much for a split, which isn't bad. We do have the thigh swivel cut, double jointed knees, which are very tight on this figure. We got swivel at the boots. We got the hinge joint up and down movement at the feet, and there's the lovely ankle rocker pivot. There we go. Now that we got the group together, which is how we're going to end this video, I'll go ahead and give my recommendations. Yes, get this figure if you can. She is very nice. Hopefully, and I really say that hopefully, but I think it's definitely a guarantee at this point, thanks to this, that we will see the rest of the metallic armor Rangers out of this series. I can't wait. Hopefully it won't take forever. Maybe we'll get them by the end of next year. But yeah, pick her up if you ain't got her yet. And until then, this is Reyes Power sign off saying thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.